the biggest challenge of seminary is being present in your formation.
One of the challenges of seminary can be loneliness.
Missing loved ones, not being able to see loved ones as much anymore.
A lack of stability, we're always moving.
Trying to find a balance between social life, academics, prayer, and time for myself.
Try to do all things well as best as we can.
A lot of times when you're here, knowing that you're preparing ultimately for the priesthood one day, it gets really, really easy, at least for me, to be caught up in what will be, and all the anxieties that come with that. Will I be a good priest? Will I succeed in this area of my priesthood or that area of my priesthood? And it gets really hard to just stay focused on being a good seminarian now, being good in my formation now, and conforming myself to Christ in the here and now.
One of the challenges of seminary can be loneliness. A way to cope with this challenge is certainly prayer, of course, but the days can get very busy, and so finding time for prayer becomes a priority. You have to find time for prayer or make time for prayer. But prayer is certainly a combat to loneliness, because we can really enter into the heart of Jesus and enter into communication with Jesus. Another good way to combat loneliness is hobbies. So one of those things I like to do is leatherworking. So I have my whole working table here. I like to make all kinds of various leather products. It's also a very handy task for being a seminarian, because you make breviary covers or rosary pouches or all kinds of things that are very useful at the same time. We study in Indiana, and that's a good 1,000 miles away from home.
I know.
So tell us about some of the challenges of being away from home.
Missing loved ones, not being able to see loved ones as much anymore. Like this past week was my brother's birthday, so not being able to go see his birthday. Kind of missing things at my home parish too, like different events in the young adult group and other things around the parish. So yeah, kind of just missing loved ones, missing friends. Also the fall foliage. Us New Hampshire guys know we love our fall foliage. So kind of missing the fall foliage too and the first snowfalls. Yeah.
I would say the greatest challenge about being here, especially the propedeutic here, is trying to find a balance between social life, academics, prayer, and time for myself.
A lack of stability, we're always moving, going from one seminary to another, going outside of the diocese all the time. And my family living in Virginia, it's hard bouncing between all of them.
I think some of the bigger challenges with our work studies and our house jobs is just balancing it with our other responsibilities, the other pillars of formation. Ones I'm doing currently are I work at the woodlot, helping with the wood chops and providing wood for local families in need of fuel for the winter. But then I'm also in charge of the liturgical calendar for the seminary. So I'm in charge of pulling together the schedule and making sure we have ministers for all the different liturgies that we have throughout the year. For the different chapels we have. So a lot of moving parts, and it does eat up some time. So learning to balance the time there.
The greatest blessing is being in a community of other men who are pursuing the same goal, trying to grow in holiness, having their support and encouragement, and just really know that they have my back.
Just a couple of statues.
Thank you.
greatest blessing by far would be when we get to go home to the diocese and get to visit parishes, places where we've been assigned over the summers, or just getting to meet people from the parishes, like folks who've written letters who we've never seen face to face. Yeah, just the love of the diocese for us is a huge blessing.
The biggest blessing for me is the prayer life. I really enjoy the prayer life here and the silence in the chapel, so that's probably the biggest blessing for me.
The biggest blessing for seminary, I think, is all the opportunities to have different types of prayer, not just one type. There's prayer with your spiritual director, there's prayer in holy hour, there's the rosary, there's mass, there's all kinds of opportunities to pray here. And the reason why that's so important is because it's a way to recharge. A friend of mine told me once, you can't get water from an empty well. So if we're gonna pour our spirit out to others, we need to refill our own spirit. And so being able to have the opportunity to do that in so many ways here, I'd say that is just the biggest blessing.
The biggest grace and blessing of seminary has definitely been the great people who I've met here. I mean, we're sitting in this room right now, the hospitality room is what it's called, and it's a place where we really celebrate birthdays and other things, and I've just met so many great people here.
I think the brotherhood here at the seminary is incredible. I love seminary. It is such a blessing to be in formation with a whole bunch of other guys who are on the same journey. We're all striving to be priests, and God will it, maybe we'll all be priests someday.
Hey, Caleb. Oh my goodness, who let you in here?
Cozy vibes.
Just stay focused.